Hello and welcome to video 211. Back out on the bank again, obviously, and I am now back at Aspen Lake. This wasn't the planned venue for today. Me and my mate Darren, who's round the corner of the lake, we actually went to Linear Fisheries this morning, rocked up, had a look around all the lakes, and if anyone knows Linear, there's 7 lakes to choose from. We had a look at all the lakes at Linear Fisheries, and I think we could find like one empty swim. So yeah, so we didn't stay at Linear Fisheries, so that's where this episode was meant to be today, guys. But so after we sort of was scratching our heads at Linear going, well, what to do? I phoned up Bluebell, going to go up to Bluebell, nope, busy. Phone Willow Park Fishery, nope, busy. Phone Farlow's, nope, busy. Not phoning anywhere else, let's just go back home, go to local water, Aspen Lake. Not fishing yet. The sun is actually going down, so we sort of, it's early evening now, so it's taken that long to sort of get to Linear, do a tour of the lakes, find out we couldn't get on, phone around. Oh, it's been a palaver, but back at Aspen now anyway, guys. So and I'm back in the popular bench swim, so happy about that. My mate Wayne was actually in this swim when I got here, and he was going later on this evening, and he's gone, I'll get out your way, you have the swim. So he's gone to swim down, so big up to Wayne, thanks Wayne. And yeah, so the rods aren't actually out yet. I'm not going to film anything else this evening, guys, because I just need to get the rods out, get fishing, get sorted, because it's already kind of late in the day. So right, anyway, enough waffle. If anything happens in the night fishing wise, we'll get to see that, but otherwise I won't get the camera out again until tomorrow. Right, to them, let's go fishing. Good evening, guys. I said I wouldn't come back to you unless I had a fish in the night. I've got a fish. Not me first chosen quarry, but there we go. A good old tench to start off the session. There we go, let's get her in the light. I actually weighed this one because when I first looked at her I thought, oh, that can't be far off my PB. And my PB tench up to now is £6. So I thought, oh, that looks close to a 6. And it is close-ish, £5.5. So not quite beating my PB as far as tench go, but give me a good little scrap to be fair on my middle rod. Right, I've already got the rod back out, so I've done that while she was resting in the net, so we are back to 3 rods out, but yeah, good start. Right then. Good morning, guys. And what a way to be woken up. That's it. Roll onto. There we go. There. She's been good so far. I've already done the photos, but how about that for a... Oh, I say she's been good so far. I've already done the photos, and that's her first time she's flipped. So, right, try again, shall we, my lovely? Right, there we go, guys. Oh, was that you? Yeah, middle rod again, guys. Same rod as I had the tench last night. Again with that D-rig wafter rig that the way I'm doing it now. Up the channel, £25, 10 ounces. So, not bad, eh, guys? Right, let's have a look at the other side. Oh yeah, you can go back soon because you've been out a few minutes now. Oh, what are you sucking on a leaf for? There we go. What do you reckon, guys? I think I'm getting the hang of this fishing malarkey now. There we go. Right, let's get her back. Oh, just a quick update, guys. When I had that fish, when I was showing you, I said it was on that D-rig wafter. It wasn't. I have got two rods out on D-rig wafters, but the middle rod I'd actually put out on a Ronnie rig. So there you go, the old Gemini boom section. The Ronnie rig. Showed you this a few times now the way I set it up, so yeah, and the hook bait beaten on a pop-up. So there guys, fish number 3 of the session, but tench number 2. I like these little fish, these are such pretty little fish. I actually thought this was a carp to begin with because it gave me an absolutely cracking little fight. I haven't weighed this one, but I gotta say somewhere in the region of sort of 4 to 4.5 pounds, I reckon, somewhere like that. But yeah, middle rod again down the channel. Yeah, I'm happy. Hi guys, I've just finished enjoying an Indian takeaway. I was meant to have a barbecue tonight, but the weather wasn't really playing ball to like the barbecue, so popped up to the local takeaway in South Surrey and got myself a nice Indian takeaway. There it is, tell you the time, 7 o'clock, and I think I wound in my rods about 3 o'clock to sort of, you know, give my swim a bit of a rest. Sort of being round, sort of chatting to some of the other people who's on the lake at the moment, just seeing if they've been catching and whatnot. Darren, who I was meant to go to Linear with yesterday, he's on the other far end of the beach swim, so I went round to see him and chat to him for an hour or so this afternoon, and just as I got there he'd caught one. Might even show you a picture, if I put a little picture up just here of the fish he had while I went around to see him. So yeah, so he's had 2 at the far end of the beach swim, and then he's just lost one as well. But so yeah, so my rods have been in, what did I say it was, 7 o'clock? So yeah, so my rods have been in for about 4 hours now. When I say in, I mean in out the water, not in the lake. So just finishing off my Indian, and the rods are going to go back out. I think my plan is, obviously the rod up the channel, obviously I've had a carp on it, that's going to stay up there. The other rod that I was fishing on the far bank, I think I might leave that there as well. I haven't really seen anything showing today, but I've not really seen anything showing anywhere else to make me place it anywhere else, so I'll leave it in the same spot on the far bank. But my right hand rod, I think I'll do another margin rod again. If you saw my video here 2 videos ago, you just seen I had that 28-pound fish out the margin, so they do come out the margin, so there's no reason not to try it again, really, to be fair. So yeah, so just going to try a different spot, just right hand rod that was fishing on the right hand side of kind of the channel to the bridge. Yeah, that will go in the mud. Same thing again, like I've done 2 videos ago. It will only be an underarm swing, and I'll be able to bait it up, chucking out a scoop of bait from the edge. Right, I'm going to crack on with that. Let's wash that down with a bit of cider first. The advantage of having a takeaway tonight, guys, is that in my cool box I've now got an extra day's worth of food. So if the weather stays nice, technically I can stay on the bank an extra day. That will be to be continued. I don't know whether I will yet, but I now have the food on the bank to stay an extra day if I choose to. Right, anyway, let's waffle and then let's get the rods back out. And guys, as I've just seen, the rods are now out for the evening, and with the time now, it's probably been a bit of a total of a 5-hour swim rest time between when I wound in earlier on to sort of getting the third rod out. So so the swim's been well rested. Hopefully the fish have come in, had a good swim round, gone, oh, there's no lines in the water, let's just hang around here for a while. As I said, middle rod's gone back up the channel, did down the centre, but halfway up between the corner of the island and the bridge. Usual spot. Left hand rod, as I said, we didn't see that one, I didn't film that, but as I said, dead ahead, about a rod length from the island. And as we just seen, right hand rod under that tree there, about a rod length from the bank. Probably very, very similar kind of range I'm fishing from the bank as we saw 2 videos ago when I was 2 swims to my left. And then again, as we thought, put a scoop of bait over that as well. Bait I'm using this session is basically the bait I had left over from my last video when I was at Merrington. If you watched that video, you'd have seen me make up a big bucket of bait just so I could get rid of all my other buckets and take them back to the van. And after that Merrington session I had loads of bait left over, and that's basically the bait I'm using this session. So, you know, a mix of boilie halves, which is the Mystic Plum, flats pellets, hemp and corn. The boilies are well soft now after being sat in that bucket for quite a few days after coming home from Merrington, you know, from all the hemp juice and everything and the sweet corn and all that. So yeah, the rods are out again. It would be nice if I can get another little margin fish. Hello guys, how you doing? Right, so where are we at the moment? So after I last spoke to you last night saying the rods were out, I had 2 tench last night, but couldn't be bothered getting the camera out to film, and to be fair, I've shown you some tench already, so yeah, so it's actually kind of mid-afternoon the next day now, and I had to wind in about midday because last night's curry took its revenge, shall we say, and then yeah, after I had to wind the rods into, you know, go and use the facilities, I had to walk round the other side of the lake to where Darren's fishing to go and chat to him, see how he's getting on over there. And at the moment, as you can see, I haven't got the rods back out yet, so kind of at this point in the day, mid-afternoon, I think the rods have been wound in for about, I'd say a good 3 hours, so, you know, my swim's kind of been rested again for a few hours. As I showed you earlier on, the old digger is, not the digger, the bulldozer, has kind of been working in front of me on the island today, so I thought, well, I've wound in while the bulldozer's doing some work over there. I won't rush to put the rods back out and you know, kind of have that bulldozer disturbing my swim. I've said plenty of times before in previous blogs, this lake is still kind of a work in progress and there's still a bit of work being done, and at the moment, you know, there's lorries coming and going all day dropping off fresh topsoil to put a new layer of topsoil on the island, and then the bulldozer comes along and then spreads it all out and makes it all nice and flat. So and yesterday they were kind of working more up that way, and today they're kind of in front of me, so I thought, well, let's leave the rods in for a few hours, rest the swim. I don't think the fish are going to bite while the bulldozer's in front of me. But they normally knock off about 4 o'clock, and that's only half hour away, so time to come and rebait the rigs, get them out and get fishing for kind of, you know, this evening and tonight. Yeah, that's where we're at, guys. You know, no point in getting the camera out and filming something just for the sake of filming when there was nothing happening. Oh, that's a bit quieter. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. Just gonna rebait the rigs. But I'm gonna carry on with the same spots I finished last night. You know, one down the channel, one up against the island, And one of the tench I had last night was, you know, under that margin spot where I showed you I was going to fish. So it did do a fish, albeit a tench, so I will stick with that spot tonight as well. Right, let's crack on with that and get some rods out again. Right guys, I am going to stay the extra day like I was toying with the idea of doing yesterday. My only dilemma was I was going to run a bit short on bait. I had some boilies in the van, some hemp in the van, but I always like to mix some pellet in with my mix. Now Mark Wells, one of the other lads who fishes here and fellow Hinders sponsored angler, messaged me, said, I'm going to Hinders. Do you need anything? I'll pick it up for you. I said, as it goes, yes I do, I need some pellet. So Mark's just rocked up and he's brought me some smaller lips pellets. Some medium lips pellets. And some larger lips pellets. And also a tub of the new seafood 12mm pop-ups. They stink. So I can now make up, I've got enough bait mix I showed you yesterday left over in my bucket to put the rods out today, but then I would have been short on the mix of how I like to make a mix, but not short anymore. So big thanks to Mark for bringing it up to me from Hinders. Thanks to Steve in Hinders for sending it up to Mark to give to me. So the beaten on is going to be put away guys, and I'm now going to fish the rest of the session on the seafood pop-ups. So I just need to change me hooking arrangements as I've shown you before. Oh, did I show you? I can't remember, but I've got two rigs set up on the D-rigs fishing wafter hook baits and one on the Ronnie. So I'm going to change them D-rigs to now Ronnies as well and fish all three rods on the seafood. Oh dear, they stink. Right, so that is the plan. It's now going to be a 4-day session instead of a 3-day session guys, and we'll continue the rest of the session on the seafood. Lovely jubbly. Hey guys, so as we've just seen, rods are now out and fishing again. Let's take that off, it's actually getting a bit warm. So yeah, rods are now out. As I said earlier on, they've gone to the same places, up the channel, dead in front of me, and margins. But that did use up the last of my bait that I had, you know, my leftovers from Merrington. If you watched my last video, you'd have seen how much bait I knocked up that session. As I said, I've got 2 more nights on the bank. Now I'm going to do the 4 nights, so if I need to do any more baiting up for the boat, the margin spot, I've used up all that mix. So, scattered around me, I've got all the ingredients I need to make up another mix. So, boilie halves. If you saw my video 2 videos ago, you'd have seen me sat in my garden, knocking these up. The old Mystic Plum, so we'll do 3 shovels of that for the time being. Probably 1.5 kilos in there. Good old hemp. Every mix has got to have a... Oh, look at that for a nice big heap scoop of hemp. Right, see, that's a big scoop of hemp. We'll just do one of them for now, just to see how the mix looks. And then, of course, we've got the pellets that Mark brought down to me earlier on. So start here. I'm not going to use them all, obviously, so I'll work out maybe about 1/3 of each bag. Let's try and squeeze the bag to get about 1/3 of each one, which would probably be sort of 1/2 kilo. Right. There we go. Yeah, that was about 1/3 of that one. So that's the small. What is small? Probably 4mm. Next to medium, try and do about the same size. Try and do about 1/3 of the bag. So which would be about 1/2 kilo again. They're kind of the 8mm kind of size. And then we've got the bigger lips, which are kind of like, I don't know, 8-10mm, something like that. It doesn't actually say, it just says large, but so we'll try and do the same again. About a third, squeeze the bag, get about 1/3 in. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Let's get all that mixed up. The only thing I'm not going to add into this mix, what I had in the last mix, is any corn. Because if I don't use all this mix and it lasts me over into another session, I don't want all the corn going all dried and anemic looking, like what happened to the corn that was in the mix that I'd left over from Merrington. When I put it out, some of it was floating and the bird life was getting it, and so just for now I'm not going to put any corn in this mix. So just a 3 bait mix, if you count the 3 different sizes of pellets as one ingredient. But I will add a bit of liquid into this mix as well. This old barbel blitz liquid, not just for barbel. I do add this into my carp mixes. We'll put a good glug of that in, and then I've probably got enough left in that bottle to do one more mix for another time. Oh, now it's got some whiff to it. Now it's got the old liquid in it. It's from the smells of it, I reckon there's quite a lot of liver extract in that. I don't actually know what's in it, but it smells very livery. So I'll give that a good mix, get all that liquid totally coated on all that, but just put a nice sheen to... Oh, spill half of it on my foot. There we go, look at that, guys. That's a carpy mix if there ever was one, eh? Right. That should last me 2 more days of fishing. Oh, good morning guys. As we've just seen, I had something going on my left hand rod. Looked like a drop back bite because the bobbin was just dropping away from the rod, but when I lifted into it, nothing there. Other than that, during the night I had one bleep on my middle rod. Well, I say bleep, a little kind of on my middle rod, about 1 o'clock in the morning. That kind of made me jump out my bed and run down to my rods, and then that was that. Nothing else occurred. So yeah, another quiet night. Not even pestered by the tench last night. So yeah, I've not had any catch reports from Darren over there. I've just been chatting to Andy in the swim to my right. They had a quiet night, but a tench sort of first thing this morning. So yeah, so don't know what's going on. Bob and Mary have just been round on their morning rounds, and they didn't say that they've had any call outs in the night to see any fish or move any fish or anything. So yeah, seems a bit of a quiet one at the moment. Maybe these kind of, yeah, I said it before in previous videos, these warm days but cold nights, perhaps it's, just throwing the fish at the moment. When I had that, whatever that occurrence was just then on the left hand rod, I didn't use the boat to put it back out. I just cast it back out because it probably won't be long before I have to go and wind in all the rods anyway. So rather than waste a bit of bait on a spot just for the sake of winding it in soon when I'm going to have to wind in anyway, didn't see the point, so just cast that rod back out. Still to roughly the spot where I put it out yesterday with a boat. So but yeah, once I do have to wind in and go and use the on-site facilities, then I'll do the rods properly again with a scoop full of bait in the boat and fresh up baits and all that, etc. Right, so that's that basically. Well, another quiet night, but time to give myself some bait, I think. I'm going to bait up my bivvy with a bacon butty. That might attract me in, get a bite. Feels very tench-like, and now it feels nothing on-like. Nothing wrong with that hook. It's one of them things. Good afternoon. How are we all doing? Are we catching fish? I'm not. Right, anyway guys, I've just had me kind of, me daily movement. Well, that was a couple of hours ago now, and then normal thing, rest to swim for a couple of hours, I've just been round over to go and see Darren again over on the island. He's not catching any more now. He's saying it's gone like a sort of a different lake over there. He said he's not seeing anything or hearing anything, so it's almost like most of the fish out of that section now have almost kind of as if they've all been caught now, and there's not many left to go at over there. So but yeah, the rods are just about to go back out when I've rebaited the rigs, of course. Let's check all the up points. They're still all absolutely perfecto. So what am I going to do when the rods go back out? Obviously going to stick with the rod up the channel because, you know, it's done a fish. I'm going to stick with this margin on the right hand rod because it's done a tench. If it can do a tench, it can do a carp. Left hand rod, apart from that kind of bit of a bleep and that I picked up into nothing earlier on, has not really done nothing, so it's just the decision I'm going to make about what to do with that rod. Do I carry on putting it out at the same place where I've been putting me bait, or do I sack off that spot because it's not done nothing and try a new spot for the last evening and night? That's my dilemma. So should I stick with that baited spot or try a new spot? I think I'm going to go with the option of try a new spot, to be fair, guys. You know, I've had a fish this section, and as I said, this blog. So as I said in previous blogs, you get one fish at this lake in a session, you're doing all right. So either way, the pressure is off. But it would be nice to have one more, you know. I'm not greedy, but yeah, it would be nice to have one more. So I think with the left rod, when it goes back out, I might just try open water. I know when I've seen fish moving up and down this section, they've always been about mid-water. When I say mid-water, I don't mean mid-water as in depth, I mean mid-water as in between this side and that side. So oh, that flame is hot. You don't want to do that too many times, guys, I tell you. Right, anyway, I'm going to crack on doing this, and then it probably will be out in open water, guys. Right, anyway, that's enough waffle for what I'm going to do with potentially the rods going out for the last time of this session. I haven't made up my mind how much longer of tomorrow I'm going to fish for. We are meant to have some rain tomorrow, so do I pack up early and beat the rain, or do I stay and fish through the rain and pack up when the rain's finished? God, there's a lot of dilemmas this session, isn't there? Oh, done that again. Right, I think I'm going to do that one in my bivvy, out the wind. Right, guys, load of waffle I speak. Right, there we go then guys, third and final rod, just going out, as I said before, middle rod is up the channels normal, right hand rod is down the margins, and I'm just going to send this one round to the left a bit, kind of mid-water. There we go, about just there, that will do. There is a swim to my left, but Bob's actually shut it off because of you know, social distancing guidelines. It's within the 15 metres, so where I've dropped it, he's actually kind of in front of the swim to my left, but because it's been shut off because of social distancing guidelines, it means I can put a rod there. There we go. Right, so once I put that back on the so once I put that on the alarm, that's all 3 rods fishing for this evening and into tonight. Hopefully I can get one more fish out for you guys to see. So yeah, I took the gamble of starting a whole new spot for this rod that hasn't done anything yet. Time will tell if it will pay off. Good evening guys, and I've had a few shout out requests to go out for this session. The first one comes via Liz Everson, and she'd like me to say hello to her husband Greg Everson, and happy birthday for Saturday, Greg, even though by the time this goes out it would already have been your birthday, but hope you had a happy birthday for when it was your birthday. Second shout out is from Paul Holt, and it is to John and Big Teeth Keith. Third shout out is via Instagram from a name J-Instagram, and it's to Billy Smith and Jamie Bennett, and I've got to tell Billy to carry on catching the tiddlers while Jamie shows you how to catch the big ones. There you go. Right, that's all the shout outs for this session guys. Catch you later. Good morning guys. Quiet-ish night last night. No carp to speak of, but I did have another tench on the right hand rod down on the inside margin here. That's it, Bob's done his rounds, and then I've just seen Bob again after he's completed his rounds, and no one around the whole complex has had any carp out, so carp fishing wise it's been really quiet for like kind of the last 48 hours. Don't know what it is, but conditions just seem to have switched, and the carp just aren't biting anymore. They're not really showing or anything, so yeah, something's turned them off in the last couple of days, and it's just not happening. As you can probably see down here, rods had to come in because Mother Nature had a call nice and early this morning. I was going to fish a few more hours of fishing yet, but we've got rain due in a few hours time, but 4 hours time. I've killed me bait boat. Not killed it, but I left my receiver on last night, and I've killed my receiver batteries wise, so I've got no use of me bait boat anymore. So I thought I'll sod it. Rods are in, it's going to rain in a few hours time. Got no use of the boat anymore, so I'm just going to knock this session on the head now. I'm not missing out on anything. The carp aren't biting. I'm only packing up about 4 hours earlier than planned, so I'm going to call it a day here, guys. So, I mean, I haven't blanked. Although the carp come on the first night out of these 4 nights. 3 days ago now, so other people were catching carp then, so yeah, for some reason the conditions have definitely switched the carp off, so sometimes you just got to know when you're flogging a dead horse and it's not worth staying longer than you need to, so that's what I'm doing, and I'm going to knock it on the head now, guys. So thanks for watching this video. Not sure when or where I'm going to be next, guys, because unfortunately I have to go back to work next week now, so at the moment I haven't made any more fishing plans. But for now, thanks for watching this video. Until next time, tight lines.